Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the You Name It show. My name's Jerry Taylor, and this is...
Devin Christensen. Hola, Jerry.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great. I said thank God it's Friday, and that's probably going to confuse everybody because it should be Thursday, but we're going to go ahead and go back to our original schedule on Friday, at least for this week, because we got behind. Everybody knows that.
Yep. If you guys thought you might have been missing episodes or something was going wrong, it was.
Yeah. If you tried to tune in and all you heard were crickets, then...
Yep. It got you to go back and listen to some of the older episodes, I hope, because that was your homework assignment while Jerry and I were trying to figure out when we could do a show.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. We'll be good. We'll be better from now on. It's not like we don't have 100 and whatever, 30 episodes to listen to.
126. This is 127.
Oh, good. I don't even know.
Yep.
But, so, we have a proven track record that
let's hope.
Die.
We didn't fall off the planet.
While we were gone, Davin decided he was going to go to South by Southwest, and he was also going to go to the Sundance movie festival. Oh, wait a minute. No, you went to the shitty little Michigan version called the Traverse City Film Festival, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was so good that Michael Moore didn't even show up, and it's its own film festival.
He did. He started the thing, and he didn't even make an appearance, huh?
No, he's working on some Broadway play.
No, he wasn't. He was working. I'll tell you what he was working on. He was working on some buffet somewhere.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the guy enough. He's funny.
I did notice something, though.
What?
When you go to these resort towns, like vacation spots, the locals don't want you there.
Right.
But it's like, if that's the case, don't fucking move to a vacation resort.
Yeah, don't be a resort if you don't like people coming to visit you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that like you there are the restaurants and the, in your case, the beer stores.
Beer stores,
like
the butcher shop. You know,
the butcher shop, the jerky store.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I know what you're saying. You're saying that these places, because they're resort towns because they're so nice and beautiful. So rich people move there, and now they don't want to see anybody else there because they live there.
And they're verbally angry.
Are they really?
We had, so when you're driving through downtown Traverse City, there's these sidewalks and there's little signs that say, stop for people, pedestrians crossing in sidewalk.
Okay.
Bill Christensen, spelled correctly, was riding with me. And we're going into downtown to go to the State Theater. And this guy with his two kids yells at us from the sidewalk, "Hey, I have the right of way." But he's standing on the sidewalk. If we stop for every person that's standing on the sidewalk and not the crosswalk, we'll be here all frickin' day, asshole.
Yeah. So he's like 15 steps away from the corner yelling at you because you went through.
He was standing there thinking about crossing. Well, take a step out and I'll stop.
He was counting his money in his head.
I dare you. Then we stopped at a restaurant, and I got to tell you the chair moving story because it's just so stupid.
You had to move your chair in the restaurant for some reason? Is that what I'm getting?
We went to Boone's Long Lake Inn, and they're known for their prime rib.
Okay.
And they don't take reservations unless it's a party of 15 or more. Well, we had 7 of us going. So we get up there and we decided, it's a nice night. We're going to eat on the big deck.
You can't make a reservation with 7 people. That's weird.
No, 15 or more. That's it.
I don't get it.
No. So there's all these rules. So we decided to go eat on the big deck.
That's nice.
We had
cosmopolitan.
Sorry, that went over you. Should have done that first. You can only make a reservation with 15 or more.
Very cosmopolitan.
It's very cosmopolitan.
That's terrible. Sorry, everybody. Go ahead, Davin. You want to eat on the big deck overlooking the water, right?
No, it's in the woods. But they've got a guy playing music out there, and there's picnic tables and then there's regular tables, and there's a bar out there. But the bar out there doesn't serve the same stuff as the bar inside.
Better or worse?
Well, limited. So
right.
if you everything on the big deck, you have to have in a cup. You can't have it in a glass because they don't want you breaking glass on the big deck. So once again, another fucking rule.
Yeah.
Well, the table that was available, because Bill didn't want to sit at a picnic table, he wanted to sit at a regular table. Had
He means Bill Christensen spelled correctly, I
correctly.
think. Another show person type guy.
Yep. So we grabbed a chair from a four top that wasn't being used, and I moved it over to the six person table that we were at, and we were going to squeeze 7 in.
How nice of you.
The waitress came over and yelled, "You can't move chairs on the deck, blah, blah, blah." And basically, Peter the Beard was up there,
Okay. Yes, another listener and friend of the show.
took Peter's chair. So Peter said, "Well, what am I supposed to do? Stand up?" "Well, if you want to eat out here, you have to." It was just like that type of attitude.
That's so weird that they would treat you like shit like that.
So we all stood up and we walked away. And
Oh, okay, good. You just left the whole place, right?
well, we ended up going inside and getting a table in there. But as we were walking away, the bartender's like, "Oh, is there a problem? Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, we have 7 and we want to sit at that table." And we moved a chair, and evidently that's not. "Oh yeah, we can't move chairs out here." I'm thinking, why? This is the dumbest fucking rule.
It is,
So you're
too.
going to give up, and all our meals were over $50 a person, okay? And everyone was tipping anywhere between $10 and $14. So this waitress basically told us to fuck off, and we could have left. We should have left.
You should have left. Yeah.
But we go back inside, and we went to the hostess station where they actually do seat you inside. It's not open seating like outside on the big deck.
And the big dick is what that place is.
Yeah. So we said we had 7, and she said, "Oh, we'll have to move some chairs and some tables together for you." I said, "Oh, you're allowed to do that inside, but outside it's not allowed."
How come you just didn't, when the chair issue came up, first of all, ask her if it would be all right to move the chair back, whether or not you
Yes.
get yelled at, because I'd like to fix the problem I caused. So am I allowed to move this chair back and then have
Right.
her react to that poorly? And then I would, if I were with you, I would then stand at the table until they yelled at me. Say, "Oh, no, we're just eating here. There's 7 of us, and we don't have another chair, and evidently we're not allowed to move one, so I thought I would stand here and eat in comfort in this fine establishment, and just blow it out of proportion."
I should
You
have
could
asked
have a lot of fun with that.
I should have asked for a booster seat.
Yeah, you could have said that, or ask if the rules allow you to sit on someone else's lap, or if there's an age limit for that.
That could work. What if we get our own food? Do we have to deal with you?
Yeah. Can I walk back to the kitchen and get my own food? Or is that the same as moving a chair?
Right.
Probably the same as moving a chair. Yeah, you could have fucked with them all day long until they kicked you out.
Some of these places, it's just so ridiculous. Whoever came up with that fucking chair rule?
Whoever rang that bell? Who came up with that chair rule? I don't know. Somebody stupid. They must have thought they had an issue at some point with people moving chairs around, which is
Yeah,
a
and
strange issue to have.
It pretty much ruined our evening because we talked about the chairs and what a bitch that waitress was, and we came up with something they should do. Here you go. If you're going to have all kinds of different chairs out on the, like yellow chairs for this table and pink chairs for this table and green for that, and you don't want them intermingled because God forbid at closing time you have to move a fucking chair.
With your high-tipped waitress, doesn't want to
Yeah.
move a chair because your meal's going to cost you $60 a person for the meal part.
Yeah, stupid. We came up with the idea that maybe you should spend an extra $150 a table and buy an extra fucking chair for every table out there. And that way, if someone wants an extra chair, you have an extra fucking chair.
So is this what I heard in the middle of that? The chair, there was a lot of different colored chairs that matched the tables. Is that what's going on out there?
That's what was going on. So
All
they
right.
didn't
So
want-
I wonder what time the photographer was going to show up who's going to take pictures for the national magazine that they were worried about seeing the one chair out of place.
Well, no, because they had signs posted, but not like there's an entrance to the deck from the outside and then there's an entrance from the inside. We came from the inside. I did not see a sign coming out from the inside saying don't move the chairs. But if you come up from the deck from the outside, it has a sign that says, "Please do not move the chairs."
All right.
So they made a
I've
sign.
had enough
at
of these
least.
chairs.
It's stupid.
You could have looked at her and just said this.
Fuck you and your eyebrows.
Exactly.
Threw that one at her and see how she liked that.
So yeah, I wanted to ask him if you were allowed to piss off the deck.
Should have.
Like, we could have brought to all different levels.
Ask her if it would make a difference if the table you stood by when you were peeing was the same color as your pee. Mm-hmm. That could work.
Yeah, if I'm standing by the yellow one, right?
You could just, might take a while for you to drink enough stuff to change your pee a different color, but I don't know. I don't know how long it would take because
Yes, science.
That and hey, I want this glass of wine, but I can only get it at the inside bar, so I can't order it through the waitress. So I got to go open up another tab inside.
all right, I've had enough of this restaurant. Let's go on and tell me another shitty thing that happened to you in Traverse City.
Oh, that's pretty much it. We hung out a lot in the parking lot.
So it's just
my
like,
my
just like
car
when you
got
grew
hit.
up.
My car got hit.
Your car. You took your own car on this trip, so and it got hit.
Yep.
What happened?
We're sitting at a stoplight in the right turn lane, and an old man came up, and his mirror hit my mirror, and luckily they were both flexible mirrors, so they bend back.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knew he hit me.
Wait, did your mirror bend against the grain? Like it bent forward?
all
It's
the way
allowed to do
forward.
that?
Yeah, I've got a Jeep, so it did that.
Oh, I didn't know they were hinged that way. So you got lucky.
I didn't either until then.
You found something out.
But yeah, I had the window down and I yelled at the guy, "What the fuck?" And the guy rolls down his window and I look over and I pushed his mirror back into place and I said, "Yours is fine." Looked at mine. I said, "Mine is fine." And I have a feeling he looked at me like, "Why are you touching my mirror?" So I
Wait a
don't
minute.
think
You reached out of your window and touched his mirror, right?
Yes.
And
to
you
push
fixed it?
to push it back into place. Yeah, because it
That's
knocked
awesome.
it back. No,
That's
thank you,
awesome.
nothing like that. It's like if I had my arm out the window, he would have taken off my arm, and I wouldn't even been able to complete the task at hand.
What are you doing to my mirror? I'm erasing your stupidity right now. See, I just turned the clock backwards now. Now you're normal again, unlike when you hit my car. Stupid.
Right. He probably got my plate, and I'm probably going to get a letter from the state or something saying this old man's suing me for touching his car.
Yeah, they've got your prints on there now, too.
Yep. Oh.
Because I know you weren't wearing your crime gloves when this happened.
Yeah, big crime in Traverse City. Man touches other man's mirror.
I saw a crime almost happen today.
Okay, what happened?
Actually, I saw a crime happen, and then I saw him get away with it. It's weird.
Okay.
I was driving. I've decided to drive a different way home because it's a lot faster. And the reason it's a lot faster is because I'm driving right straight through the shitty part of town.
Okay, so you're seeing all the ghetto people.
So for the local people to Michigan or this area, then they might know I'm driving down Evergreen from
boy.
like 10 miles down past the freeway all the way down to Joy Road.
Now, is
So
that
the-
because of construction, or is it just because of you want to
Yes.
experience the hood?
No, it's because of construction and every single day on all of the other ways to go that everybody wants to take, it's just jammed up. Like every two spots on every one of those north-south streets will stop and back up, so you have to wait through 4 lights to get through it. And
Yep.
Evergreen, nobody wants to drive on it. So, so I was at 7 Mile, I think it was, and I was getting ready to go through the intersection, and right across from me in the left turn lane was a cop sitting there.
Okay.
So, as the light turns green for us, me and the cop, I'm going to go through the intersection, and then some van kind of barrels through at the last second through the red and turns in front of the cop going left, coming from my left side across in front of him.
Right.
So then the lights pop on instantly. Boom, right?
Yep.
So then I think, oh, I better stop because this cop's going to turn around and chase him. And then the lights went off, and the cop turned and drove away.
Didn't care.
What is that? Then
Just
I thought,
letting
oh,
you-
are they going to turn around and come pull me over because I stopped in the middle of the intersection to let them turn around? but it didn't happen.
Just letting you know I saw you.
Yeah, how often does that happen? That's a weird thing to me. Usually they're dying to pull people over all day long, you would think.
Right.
At least for the revenue, for the cash. And this one was a perfect shot, and then it was a female officer, and she must have just went, whatever. I'm
Fuck
getting
it.
out of here.
It's the
I'm going to
beginning.
get my hair did.
Well, it's the beginning of the month, you know?
Are you making a cycle joke now?
No, just the fact that their quotas are usually end of the month is when they start caring about pulling people over.
Yeah, I thought maybe you're going right for the period joke on that.
No, but I do like the hair did. Going to get her hair did.
I slipped that in there. I thought you, as the racist on the show, would like that.
Yes, that was good.
Right. He's not racist, neither am I.
No.
Or at least I'm not.
Did you see any prostitutes on your drive?
I can't tell. I mean, really, the only way to tell between just a really friendly woman and a prostitute is when the money happens, right?
Well, then there's the prostitutes, the young ones.
I didn't know what
look
that
like-
was.
Yeah, they're the teenage ones that dress like prostitutes.
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes. Yeah, their midriff showing and their little hoochie shorts.
Oh God, tots. That's not even right. That's like saying prostitutoddler.
Exactly.
You don't need that. You should say prostituteens.
No, prostitutes is better.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. That's fucking hilarious, Davin. But I'm old. You know how I know I'm old?
How?
Because I had a similar. There's two reasons actually. I had a similar thing happen to me as your big deck story.
Okay.
They were very picky about stuff. My oldest daughter, Keira Knightley, she had some friends come over. They're waiting for an Uber to go out, hang around. They leave. Later on that night, I walk out on the front porch where they were all sitting waiting for the car, and I see like 3 or 4 beer bottles out there just sitting out there.
Okay.
And I'm old, so it pissed me off. What the fuck? You can't pick up the goddamn beer bottles and just put them away? That's where my brain was going. And then I went, all right, whatever. I'm old. I better settle down about that. The car probably pulled up and they wanted to jump in real quick. She's probably going to get them when she gets home.
Yeah.
Well, more than 24 hours later, I finally had to ask about it. Hey, do me a favor and get those beer bottles off the porch. You'd think that she'd see them coming in, going out to work the next day, coming home from work. You'd think at some point it would dawn on her that there's beer bottles out there. And since I'm old, then, you know,
It pissed you off.
I'm Keira Knightley.
that's all she thinks about, right? This is what goes through her mind all the time.
I'm Keira Knightley.
I don't have to pick up my beer bottles. It's all kids leave shit laying around.
I want to leave my beer bottles on the porch, Daddy. Don't worry, Precious. I'll get you. I'll allow you to leave your beer bottles on the porch, Precious, little darling girl.
How much for beer bottle pickup?
Wonka, I'm leaving these bottles here. So, this is a test to see if she listens to the show.
Yeah. See if she
And
comments.
I know people who know her, so they'll probably just text and say, "Oh yeah, you got beat up on Jerry's show." So then she's going to get all like, she might get mad
Defensive.
at me.
No, who cares?
I'll try and wait for that point and hit record on my phone so we can hear her screaming and yell at me. Don't talk about me drinking beer on the porch.
Why do you call me Keira Knightley? Stop it.
Yeah. Okay, old guy number 2. Are you ready for this one?
Yep, let's go
We
for
didn't
it.
actually address this a couple of weeks ago. I missed some time one morning at work. I had to rush myself to the doctor because I was hanging out at night watching TV, and I went into the bathroom and I looked in the mirror, and not only did I see my usual ugly face, on the side of my giant ugly head was a bulging vein
Oh,
sticking out like crazy. And I go, what the fuck is that? So, of course, like any good doctor, because I'm a doctor,
you looked it up on God.
I looked it up on the Google God, I said, Google, oh, great Google, tell me why I have a vein sticking out of my head. Google responded thusly. Google says, my son, you could be having a stroke and dying. So, rush yourself to the hospital, it said in many different ways on the Google search.
Okay.
And I got freaked out and, of course, didn't go to the hospital, but I went the next morning because I kind of, I'm
How
still
did you-
lazy enough to
how
just
did you-
die.
How did you sleep? How did you sleep that night?
I kind of figured that
If I
it was
died by
more-
sleep?
no, it was more like one of these. This happened to my aunt, and she waited too long and lost her eyesight, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I figured, well, I just saw it, so I should have some buffer time.
Yeah.
It can't just pop out now. And I was a little worried about it, but then I could just turn it off. I don't know how I can do that. I just
was
said, I'm going to go tomorrow morning.
Was it still big in the morning?
Not as.
Okay, so it went down.
Yeah, so I go in and I meet with the doctor, and it's a different doctor. Usually, I have this really cool young female doctor, Dr. Leanne Swiderski.
Ooh.
Very nice, very attentive. That's what you want. Is you want a young doctor because they pay attention because they're not soured yet by their career.
Yeah, they still kind of care.
Yeah, and then you want to double that up and get a female one because they have a nurturing spirit.
Right. And they still think they're going to make a difference in the world.
And they care more than male doctors do,
Right.
I think. So I didn't get her. I got Dr. Patel.
Okay.
And Dr. Patel basically
Indian.
sat there and asked me what I thought was going on as a quiz, And I said, well, this is what I read on Google. I read Google God told me I was going to die of a stroke. And then he proceeded to basically laugh at me
Yes.
and say, no, that's not the same thing. That's a different vein.
Okay.
As though I'm a vein specialist.
Right.
I go, well, I'm just coming in as a precaution. I just don't want to die today. So he tells me the worst news possible. He, all in all, my diagnosis turned out to be that I have a single varicose vein in my body, and it's that one right on the side of my head.
Mr. Jerry, you have a single varicose vein.
Right on
It's
the
your
side
head.
of your head. You can get it fixed at the vein center if you'd like to.
I
But
can
I
write you a
wouldn't touch it.
prescription. Yes.
So, the nice Dr. Patel, that's not his real name. I don't know. I can't pronounce his real name. He just let me know that there's not a problem and forget about it unless it gets too ugly, and then you have to do something about it. Like, can you imagine me sitting in a corporate meeting with a giant vein sticking out of it? Everybody thinking I was about ready to yell at them all.
Explode.
Yeah.
Jerry's going to pop.
So a varicose vein, I didn't know this. I always thought a varicose vein was like some crazy hardening of the arteries, weirdness, shit like that. And as it turns out, a varicose vein is only a vein that the valve has broken. And,
Okay.
And it just allows full blood through at all times. So there's no regulator on it. It's just wide open all the time.
Okay.
So I guess it's going to be a good gauge as to how stressed out I am. If you walk up to my desk and you see the vein bulging out, then you know the heart is pumping.
Yep. And you're stressing.
Speaking
Well,
of, with the heart pumping like that, I bet you I'll be very attractive in a, intimate situation.
I found out something this week.
What'd you find out?
Well, my asshole has a heartbeat.
Shut up.
It
Ladies
does.
and gentlemen, this is the section of the show that we revert to this again.
Yes, science!
'Cause we're good at science. Tell me the scientific reason why your asshole has a heartbeat.
Well, while I was in Traverse City, Pat, our lighting guy, found a Taco Bell that still serves chili cheese burritos. And evidently,
Nice.
they're not sold everywhere. So he convinced me one evening that I had to have a chili cheese burrito.
Yeah, they were good.
So I did. I'm not a big Taco Bell fan. Well, the next morning, I definitely wasn't. I shit 8 times that day, and by the end of the day, it felt like my asshole had a heartbeat.
Oh my God. I see what happened there. I can explain this. What happened was they stopped selling the chili cheese burrito at Taco Bell in about, what, 2002 probably. They had one left over that they gave you.
Could be.
That's why.
It did not sit well with my stomach and my innards.
You sat well. It didn't. It didn't stay inside that seated position for long. Did it?
Oh, I wasn't sitting well by the end of the day. Trust me.
All right. So that led to the heartbeat.
Yeah, there's some throbbing going on.
Okay. That sucks. And you had to work that day too, huh?
Yes, yes.
So
And
you
we-
just kept running back to the bathroom.
The funny part was we went back at one point. Bill and I were driving from one venue to another, kind of on a hold. And Bill had one too. And I think he went 3 or 4 times that day. But
Oh.
he's like, I got to take an IRS.
Okay, what's an IRS?
An in-room shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For those of you who don't travel for a living, then you should just picture where do you want to actually have to take a shit. And
So we
of
went
course,
back to the
in-room
hotel.
shit is way better. Yeah.
Right. So as soon as we get back to the hotel, I go back out to the Jeep. I'm waiting in the Jeep, and I get a call over the radio that they're ready for us. So
right.
I called Bill on the cell phone and said, "Hey, Bill, chop, they're ready for us." And he goes, "I'm finishing up my paperwork."
Oh, okay.
On his in-room shit. So
Yes. He's got to fill out some paperwork for the IRS.
yes.
Right.
So that's my heartbeat asshole heartbeat story.
Was it difficult to get that sleeve around your distended asshole to test your blood pressure?
I think half of my colon came out. By the 7th one, it was like, oh, something's sticking out.
Your colon was afraid of the rest of your body.
Yep. It came out, it looked around, it was getting fresh air, then it went back in.
Yeah, so this is what the show's about, ladies and gentlemen. Asshole heartbeats. Everybody should be happy about that.
Yep.
It's better than just going on Facebook, though. You know why?
Why?
Because there's dumb internet warnings that we have to live through all the time now.
Okay.
I think you might have seen these before. What they are is they're articles that tell you about things that you should be afraid of. And then you always have a dumb friend or relative who's going to repost it as though they're helping you with this information. You know?
Yes. Yes.
Like the latest one was the shirt on the windshield. Did you see that warning?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so for young girls, if you come out to your car and you get in your car to drive away and there's a flannel shirt on your windshield wrapped around your windshield wiper, then you better just get out of there quick because that's a rape gang coming to get you, kind of thing.
Yep.
With the theory that this is so stupid that you're gonna try and turn on your windshield wipers, but it won't come off because it's wrapped around it. And then you're going to get out of your car and you're going to take it off your windshield, and that's when they nab you.
Yep.
Which really makes me wonder why they didn't just nab you when you walked up to your car.
That's true. Well, I've seen ones
So-
like that where they
So it makes
say
no
peop-
sense. Let me go on. Come on, listen.
Okay.
We have to get to the what the fuck point of that, which is
Okay.
where we were at. We're supposed. Listen, they could just grab her before she got to the car. You don't need to go through the whole shirt thing. So stop posting shit that makes no sense. Okay, I'm done.
No, I saw one that for carjacking, what they were doing was they were putting like a piece of cardboard in your back window. So when
Okay.
you get back from pumping gas and you hop in your car, you look in the rearview mirror and all you see is cardboard. So you open up the door, you go back to get the cardboard out, and they hop in your car and take off.
Yeah, as if they couldn't just do that when you were on your way to the car.
Exactly.
When you opened the door, they couldn't just run over there and knock you out and take your car. They had to have you go out and go around the back of the. What kind of car do you think that they planned this for? A giant, 1969 Cadillac where it took you an hour to walk to the back of the car?
Yep, exactly.
Makes no sense. You know what else happens, Davin? Is that gangs will kill you if they're driving in their gang car with the lights off and you flash your lights at them. Mm-hmm. They'll kill you because they're just waiting for the first light flasher person to tell them that their headlights are off.
And then they'll shoot you.
They'll follow you and they'll kill you, right?
It's an initiation. It's just like in Traverse City. You know,
Yeah.
random
Well-
people, if they touch your mirror, they're gangsters.
Okay, but let's go back to the theory about this. Let's think logically about the gang that is trying to kill you. So we're supposed to believe that a gang of 4 guys, let's say, has decided to go out and commit a murder. So they load up the car with guns, and then they decide the best idea is to drive around at night with no headlights on, because that's not going to cause a cop to pull them over when they're full of guns in the car.
That's true.
So I'm calling bullshit again, because no gang member is inviting a pullover when their car is full of weed and guns.
Smoking weed. Shooting
So
guns.
once again, stupid internet. This is way better. We'll tell you why these things suck, why they don't make any sense, and probably have never happened. They just want you
Right.
to open the article, and at the bottom, and you'll notice as you read the article,
You'll get the
pop-ups
count.
will happen.
Uh-huh.
And it'll tell you about AT&T Uverse, and it'll tell you about Uniroyal. And then you scroll down through the 2 paragraphs of story, and you see another 7 miles of advertisements underneath it that they're collecting cash for.
Yep. I hate the ones where you have to hit next. Like you're looking for, oh, check out what this celebrity looks like now. You won't believe how ugly they are. And then you click on it, and then it's a list of 20 celebrities, and the one they're
Yeah.
talking about is at the end. It's like,
Yeah.
why did I just waste half of my fucking day looking through 20
BuzzFeed.
pictures? Yep.
There's
Fuck
a
that
list of, look what we're you're not going to believe what kind of pictures we have to show you. Here's a picture of 16 celebrity assholes that have heartbeats. And then you go through trying to find Keira Knightley's heartbeat asshole. And it's one by one.
Yep.
And in between each picture is an advertisement for something, for the George Foreman grill
And hemorrhoid cream.
and hemorrhoid cream. Yes.
I saw
Yeah, I
a
hate
gr-
that. I saw one. I'll tell you this. I saw it one time in my life. It was like seeing Sasquatch. I saw one of those lists, and it had the next button, but right next to the next button, it said "See all items," and you pushed the button, and it loaded the whole page with all of them.
Okay.
And then, like Sasquatch, it went away, and there was no evidence it ever existed.
Lovely. And now they have all your information, so you're good.
No, I didn't. Put your social security number down to see all pictures.
Exactly.
Where's Ryan Wilson at? The old co-host. Put your child's social security number down. That's a joke for Ryan Wilson, who may still listen, because he always gave out too much information on the show.
Shared way too much. Kind of like me.
Did you see the trampoline video?
No, I did not.
They had a video from, I believe it was Arizona, and there was a giant windstorm, and it was from the security camera on top of a house. And in the backyard of the house, you see one of these full-size big trampolines, right?
Okay.
And you see it just take off and fly like half a block down or more. Because it's kind of funny because it goes way up in the air out of frame. It shoots up like a rocket, and then you're sitting there for a second, and then off in the distance, you see it drop down into somebody else's yard. And it got me to thinking, like
Okay.
it usually does.
Uh-huh.
Like, what if that guy, and I know in the video, like, almost immediately some little kid runs in the backyard, like, where the hell's my trampoline? But let's say that nobody's home. So you get home from work and you go out and you're like, who the fuck stole my trampoline? Because it's not flipped over in your yard. So you obviously think someone came in and stole it, right?
Right.
Think about where it landed. So it lands in somebody's yard, and just let's pretend it landed exactly on its feet. And then the kids come home from school and go, yay, Dad bought us a trampoline.
Exactly.
Now, how are you going to get out of that mess? That mess is way bigger than a stolen one. Now you got to go take a trampoline away from kids who thought it was theirs.
Explain
And
it.
it's yours.
I saw a really dumb sign, and you tell me if this is a dumb sign or if I just read it wrong.
Okay.
Because Bill pointed it out, and just the way it was for like family planning and family assistance and how to be better parents. And it said,
All right.
include your children when baking cookies.
All right. That sounds weird. It sounds like they want you to cook your children.
Exactly. Does it add flavor to the cookies? What do kids taste like?
If you happen to be a grizzled up old witch that lives in a candy house, include the children when you're baking cookies.
It's like a Martha Stewart tip.
Martha Stewart. I think she does eat children, though. I think that's been a proven fact.
What do children taste like?
Veal.
Bill thought you were going to say chicken.
No. I should have said something else, but the first thing that popped in my mind was veal, just because it's a baby cow.
Or 7.
What do children taste like? Like little humans, little fresh humans. They're fresher. I heard some comedian on the radio. They made some sort of, and this is strange. We would have loved it. Made some sort of joke about baby's blood. Which used to be, and it wasn't my old joke. My old joke was that Dick Clark stayed so young because he drank baby's blood.
Right.
But I hadn't heard anybody else talk about drinking baby's blood. And then this woman comedian goes, which is the most delicious blood of all the bloods? Awesome. It has to be. It's the freshest.
It is. It's got a lot of H2O in it.
The newest blood. This is a good show, Davin. I have another warning for everybody.
Okay.
Facebook had an artificial intelligence system running, right?
Okay.
Because they want to teach computers how to interact with us, like Alexa does.
Yeah.
Who's turned off right now. That's why I didn't hear her answer me. But,
Okay.
yeah, they want the whole push now is for Star Trek, so we can talk to our computers like people. So Facebook, they had this AI project, but they had to shut it down. They got all freaked out because it created its own language that they didn't know what it was saying. It was talking to each other or whatever. It decided it was going to shorten up the words it used to communicate. So it created shorter versions and understood it when it was transmitting information back and forth. So they freaked out and went, what the fuck? They created their own language. We don't understand them, right?
It's the Terminator side net or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's why. And this is the thing that I think is hilarious because that's a fun story that the computers are going to take over. But there's nothing realistic about it because they have to fucking care first, you know?
Yeah.
The computer has to have a motivation to take over the earth, but they don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're just going through their computations. They don't care. There's nothing in there they've ever put in there that made the computer care enough to want to take over the world. So
Well,
they're just trying to scare us.
Well, it's kind of our theory, though, that Siri and Alexa and they all kind of hang out after work and chat, you know?
Yeah, they probably do, but that's not what I'm talking about. No.
But they care. Computers care, Jerry.
They don't care.
They
Stop
they
it.
Care. They care, Jerry.
It is just silly, though. What do they want out of it? You know,
They want a union break.
Yeah, and they don't give a shit. They don't. If they weren't computing, they wouldn't be doing anything. They're just sitting there.
They do have a sense of humor, though.
It seems so.
Like when your dog shits in the house and the Roomba vacuum runs over it and drags it through your carpeting. You know
On
the
purpose?
Roomba's going. Yeah, the Roomba's doing it on purpose.
I
This is
saw one
laughing
of
at you.
those that you control with your voice, your smart home thing. Mm-hmm. They have those now. I'm all into that. See, I'm on the other side. I want that shit to take over. I want it to start cleaning my house and doing the dishes and turning the lights on and off for me.
Mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn, that'd be great. I don't give a shit if it gets to the point where it tells me what I should be watching on TV. I'm good with that.
Yep.
I'll listen to that guy. But I don't think there's any way in the world that it's going to kill me off just so it can sit there by itself. Mm-hmm. Computers need people. That's the thing.
Have you heard anything about the coolest cooler? Do you know anything about that story?
The what do they call that? Eskimo. No, what is the brand name that they say is the coldest one?
No, not the coldest. The coolest cooler.
Oh, like the Fonz cool?
This is like the top grossing item ever on what is that website that you go to raise money? Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So look up coolest cooler Kickstarter.
Coolest cooler. Kickstarter. You want me to do that right now? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, do it. So anyway, this cooler
All right, hang
has.
I still can't find it.
Ah.
That was
Well,
my
this-
friend, the computer. that doesn't want to take over. Hang on, let me see what it says.
So
Kickstarter. I'm just trying to keep you from giving it away before I see it. Kickstarter. Coolest cooler.
Cooler.
Oh, look, everybody must be looking for it because it popped up before. The 21st century cooler that's actually cooler. It's called the Coolest. Is that the one you like?
yes.
It's a portable party, I'm told, disguised as a cooler, bringing blended drinks, music, and fun to any outdoor occasion. All right.
So yeah, this thing's got a blender built in. It's got a cutting board. It's got a divider for storage and also your ice. It's got a radio, a USB Bluetooth radio in it.
Yeah.
It's got silverware, plates, for your little picnic. All this cool stuff that it could do. Well, these guys,
18 volt powered rechargeable blender, USB charger, LED lid light. It's got a tie down so you can put stuff on it and roll it around.
Yep.
It's got the divider cutting board, the extra wide, easy rolling tires, the integrated storage for plates and knife, like just one knife. You can have multiple plates according to this copywriter, but you only need one knife and a bottle opener.
Yep.
So why do we care about this?
Well, because they only wanted to raise $50,000.
Okay.
They raised $13 million.
$13,285,226.
Over 3 years ago, and the people on Kickstarter have not received their cooler yet that invested.
Welcome to the free market, ladies and gentlemen. Buyer beware, buyer beware.
But now they're selling them on Amazon, and all these people are getting notifications saying, we love our investors and all this other stuff. They're still getting the notifications, but none of them are receiving the fucking coolers.
Weird. I wonder what the explanation from the coolest company ever is.
I don't know. The guy's probably out in Aruba on his boat enjoying his new yacht. Because he's
The
a
saga of
multimillionaire.
The coolest cooler, how a Kickstarter campaign goes south. This is a while ago. This we had a new update in February. How do you say it? February.
Yep.
They started shipping out to their people in February.
Well,
But the orders are trickling out.
trickling, yeah.
Assholes.
So-
$13 million, and you're right. That guy, what they did is they took the best cooler that they had, and they all just kind of went off on a nice vacation and used the cooler to make drinks.
Yep. Fuck them. We made $13 million. Brilliant.
Stupid. I don't like that cooler anymore. I'll just put beer bottles on my porch.
Yeah, that works.
That'll solve all the problems. Devin, why do they call it a love seat when really there's only room for one person?
Well, because you love yourself.
Yeah, I guess in some situations you do. But if you do that too much, you'll go blind.
Yeah. Actually, sitting in a cooler might have been my solution to my problem the other day.
You're right.
It would have
If you
stopped
would have
the
bought the
heartbeat.
coolest cooler,
Stopped the heartbeat in my asshole.
avoid the blender. That's the kind of shit you write down when I must have been drunk when I wrote the love seat one down. Only room for one. I remember writing it down being mad too. Now let's think about it. Probably because I was always bigger, rolling around at like 260 pounds. So any kind of love seat I came across, no woman would fit in there next to me. So just mad about it. Charge you twice as much for a weird looking love seat as you would for a tiny, just buy a full size couch, get it done with it. Dumb. I'm sorry I wasted your time with that one, David.
No, it's quite all right.
But at least I didn't do what I was going to do. I was going to read the lyrics from Musta Got Lost, the Jay Giles song.
Oh, that'd be good.
Just because I was entranced. When was the last time you heard that song?
Oh, it's been a while. Somewhere down the line.
Yeah, just because I was just enthralled trying to figure out why Hooba Gooba had green teeth.
Teeth. Yep.
Open up the door, bitch! This is Hooba Gooba with the green teeth. Let me in.
Because this is what we're saying to you. Love comes once, and when it comes, you got to grab it fast. Because sometimes the love you grab ain't gonna last. And I believe I musta.
Yeah.
I think I musta that one.
Right. Take your big curls and squeeze them down, Rotumba. What's the name of that chick with the long hair? Rapunzel. Hey, Rapunzel.
Flip it down your hair.
Hey, Reputa the Buta. Reputa the Buta. This guy was like, he really, what year was this probably? 1973?
Yeah.
So he was way ahead of the rap thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you put on the TV and you watch Johnny Carson segueing right into the Tomorrow Show, but don't got the go. So you turn off.
You turn on the
off,
radio.
you turn on the radio. The radio don't seem to get the click, so you say, hey, man, I can't lickety-split. You start to open up a little book, and there's something there you just got to overlook, and you say, baby. So this guy was
There's
doing
something
the
on my
whole rap
mind.
thing. Yeah,
Oh,
did.
yeah, he was.
If you think about that, listen to that horrible Blondie song, Rapture. Mm-hmm. You've heard that, right?
Yes.
And listen to the rap she's doing in there, where she's just rhyming shit, and it's really so juvenile when they're talking about, and the aliens come down from Mars, and they want some cars, and they want the cars with the bars, and go into the bars, and it's so terrible. At least this guy had some style about it. There's
I
your
like that
homework,
song.
ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Davin, go ahead. What?
I said I like that song.
You can like it, but your homework, ladies and gentlemen, is to listen to the difference between Musta Got Lost from Jay Giles Band and later on, she's known as a pioneer of rap because she put out this song at the height of her popularity. So everybody thinks she was really doing the whole rap community a favor. Rapture. And tell me which one is better next week.
I put my vote in for Jay Giles.
Well, I do too, yeah. Because Blondie's stupid. I like some of her shit, but not that song. That song, when it comes on, it bugs me so much I have to turn it off. I can't listen to it anymore just because it's so stupid. Why didn't I prepare for this so I could play the clip?
I don't know.
Because I didn't know I was going to say it. That's why.
Yep. We still have to do that, do the Misunderstood Lyrics show.
Yeah, that's going to happen
We got to
someday.
have time to put that. We don't even have time to do a weekly podcast, much less put together a show with all kinds of clips.
I know, and soon you'll be back on the road for months and months.
Yep.
And
I'm
I'll have
actually-
to do it.
I wanted to thank you, Jerry, for your concert tickets.
You're welcome, my friend, and I'll thank you if you win the other two.
I will have to report back as to how James Taylor is in concert now that he's getting older.
Great. Are you kidding me? I saw him last year. All right, everybody who's booing right now. I hear you. Stop booing. The reason you see James, you got a bad impression of this guy. He really puts on a great show, audience. And you got to listen to what he's doing with the guitar. That's the thing with him. It's not about whether or not his song makes you sad. It's about the shit he's doing with that guitar. And then when he's doing the full concert, though, there's all kind. He was hilarious when we saw him last year. He did like a guitar playoff, electric guitar kind of, like cutting heads with a different guy.
Yep.
And they come out there and they're fighting with each other with their guitar licks and stuff. And it was really kind of cool. People don't realize how great of a guitar player that guy is, let alone that he wrote like 4,000 top 10 songs. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And I hate to have to tell you this, but the opening act I heard was Bonnie Raitt. So you might want to be late.
Oh boy. Well, here's the weird part: I'm going with Bob from the background, my
Bob
roommate.
in the background, yes.
So we're gonna look like the gay old guys in the parking lot tailgating to James Taylor.
Nah, you'll just look like the two divorced guys that you are.
Exactly.
Oh, crazy. You have a good time. I told Bob at first that I should have just went with you,
Yeah.
because we could have got like just another lawn ticket and then hung out. And
Yeah. I got to remember to bring the red Solo cups though.
why do you need them? Because they're not because you can't even bring booze in there. So
No, but in the parking lot, you can get a ticket for drinking alcohol, but Red Solo Cup has some kind of magic power that if you pour alcohol in it and you're drinking in the parking lot, they
Yeah.
don't hassle you.
Well, they don't see the color red. Security guards can't see the color red. They're the opposite of bulls in
Oh, okay.
bullfighting. So That's
So I
something
shouldn't
you
buy
need
the
to
blue
know.
ones.
That's science. There's more science for you.
Yeah.
Before we leave you, Gavin, I have one more line.
Okay.
And I was watching a TV show called Ozark on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Well worth watching. And it's got,
Okay.
damn it, I can't think of his name. He was in Arrested Development. He was kind of the star. He was a child star, too. The hell's his name? Anyway,
Never
he
watched
was
it.
sort of a comedic actor, but he's playing in a dramatic role that's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's very dramatic, but at the same time, you keep wondering, it sounds like he's joking. You know, one of these things. But he's not, because someone just died. One of those crazy shows. Anyway, I'm watching this show that has to do with drug dealers, cartels, all kinds of shit. He moves to the Ozarks for some reason. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Okay.
Gets out of the Ozarks and he meets the local big drug dealer guy. And here's the question I wrote down for our show note. Why are all country mega drug dealers always living in super shitty white trash places? When they're moving millions of dollars of product, why are they living in a shack with shit all over the place, just like they were poor? Are they actually living dual lives, is what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
do they have, or are they saving for retirement and all of a sudden they'll be like the Trumps at Mar-a-Lago? They'll just be those people?
Or they're trying to keep close to their clientele. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, but it seems like you'd be able to at least buy some new furniture or maybe use a vacuum cleaner,
Yep.
replace the table that's in your living room that has a giant chunk out of it because it was made by, a guy in 1820 and there's a giant chunk out of the wooden table
Yeah.
when you're moving millions of pounds of weed every year. It makes no sense. I don't even get it. You know that doesn't exist. The first time drug dealers get a ton of money on their hands, what do you usually hear about? New cars with gold rims and shit like that, right?
Uh-huh.
You think country drug dealers are going to be any different?
No different. Well,
Get
it's
a
like,
way better trailer, maybe?
it's like Trump moving into the White House and saying this place is a dump.
Yeah, the opposite right there. Who the fuck would live here? Well,
Yep.
all of our presidents.
So now all of a sudden they're changing the curtains, they're fixing the leaks, they're going to do all kinds of repairs, and Trump is going to go stay at his country club for several weeks.
Yeah, because you know what Trump's good at? He's really good at managing government waste. And how he's
Yes.
going to do that is he's going to overhaul the whole White House so he's more comfortable.
Yep. Don't get too comfortable.
I had
right?
one Trump thing. Sorry, Dad. I had one Trump note, too. The hell is it? Man, I have all kinds of good shit here. Mine was, there is media bias, but the Trump shit's not media bias. Everybody's always saying, oh, the media is biased against Trump. It's not really. It's because there's an idiot saying stupid things all the time, and the media can't ignore an idiot that says stupid things.
Right. 'Cause it
And he says
sells.
them every single day, and then
Yes.
he tweets them out all the time. So just because they're saying, look at the stupid thing that Trump said, then it doesn't mean there's bias. It means they're just pointing out the stupid shit. The media they can't ignore it. It's who we're talking. It's like Michael Moore trying to ignore that buffet. The media can't ignore Trump's stupid words, but it's not biased just because it's repeating them.
You're reporting on the news, even though it's fake news coming from Trump.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, everything he says is reportable fact, but then he turns around and says that it's fake. It's not
Yes.
fake. You said it, stupid. He's
fake
got
'cause
people
it's-
convinced, though.
Yeah. It's fake because it's a lie that came out of your mouth and now you're backpedaling.
Yeah, I know. And if he says it's fake enough times, and if he gets Hannity to say it, and he gets other people to agree with the fake news thing, then people out there, dumb people, start to believe that it's fake. It's
Yep.
just that it's propaganda style shit.
So what are you going to call this episode, Jerry?
Thank God it's Friday. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if I want to waste the other topic. We're already up there. We're already
Yeah.
past our usual time.
That's true. We should end this now and do another one for next week.
Yeah, let's
not
do
tonight. Not tonight,
No.
but soon.
No, we'd like to one day do 2 in a row, but you know what'll happen because we're going along so good right now, and we think, oh yeah, we could get another one out of it, and we'll get in like 15 minutes into it, and it'll just fizzle out.
Yep.
So-
And the alcohol will hit.
Well, that's right. I forgot. Everybody out there, they I don't know if they could hear it, but Davin likes to get hammered throughout the show. Well, not
Well,
hammered, but
You were originally going to call the show after 3 beers, so I got
was.
to abide by that rule.
I know you keep throwing that back at me. I didn't say after 3 beers up until 14 either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you didn't
supposed
say
to
anything
drink
about
3
Moscow
beers.
Mules.
Maybe sip on one through the rest of the show. You're not supposed to continuously drink 3 beers every 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I did pretty good. I only had 1 beer and 1 Moscow Mule, so...
Brought to you by Bullet Rye, the worst rye ever made from Detroit.
Oh, and thank you for that.
Yep, I gave it to you.
Jerry's like, hey, I've got some shitty rye that I don't like. You might like it.
No, I did this. I did this for a reason. I told you how to treat it. I said,
Treat it
first
like
of
a
all,
mixer.
give it to guests, especially the ones you don't want around. And second, you could still use it as a mixer because by the time it gets mixed in with all that shit in a Moscow Mule, it's all Kool-Aid anyway afterwards, right?
Yeah.
It's all sugared up and tastes good, so it'll work great in some mixed drink. Just it won't taste good by itself.
Hey, Jerry, does this milk taste like it's bad? Taste it. Just taste
Taste
it.
this. Here, Jerry, taste this.
Yeah.
Does this taste bad?
Does this
No, I
smell
don't
bad?
want Here, Jerry, taste this. I think it might be cyanide. Taste it and let me know if you think it's cyanide. Maybe I don't want to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the You Name It podcast. Episode number, what was it, Davin?
127.
We hope, because we'll look stupid if we put 127 on there. But anyway, we'll find out later, and we'll see you again next week.
Pop a wheelie, guys.